Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch was launched in 2024, the Patek Philippe Retrograde Perpetual Calendar 5160/500R-001. Now, this could be very confusing because there was a 5160R with an engraved case of rose gold, but it came out in 2013. That watch featured a conventional Roman numeral style dial, whereas this 5160/500R features a dial of blackened applique gold numerals, Breguet style. The watch is also powered by the latest version of Patek Philippe's center rotor automatic, which previous 5159 and 5160 models did not have. So we'll get to that in a moment, but the short story there is that we now have hacking seconds on this center second Patek Philippe Perpetual Calendar. So the watch is 38 millimeters in diameter in rose gold. You can see 12.1 millimeters thick, 46.7 lug-to-lug. It has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The white gold version of this with the previous movement, but otherwise identical spec, came out in 2016, and both those watches wear the same way, but their character on the wrist is quite distinct. As you can see, the addition of color, especially with the complementary strap, adds a lot of life and a lot of, I would say, vivacious joy to this watch. It's fun, it's tropical, it's something you'd wear in Miami, LA, the French Riviera, Singapore. It's got a lot of panache that the chilly white gold aesthetic does not share. It is low enough that it'll fit under a cuffs, no issues there, and I'd say this is fine for a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference or larger, just because of the unusual shape of the lugs. My wrist is 16, here's your down the barrel, here's your over the top, and then here's your cuff shot. As you can see, we've got a sort of reddish semi-gloss strap, and it is a Patek Philippe factory strap, calfskin on the bottom, no crimping, no gouging, folded edge, monotone stitch, exceptionally large symmetrical rectangular scales, a very expensive cut of the animal, and no pull-tab spring bars here. These officer-style cases feature a combination of screws and bars that hold the strap in place. And so you can see how that's fixed. That's a lot more secure than spring bars. Happy to see that. It's historically faithful, but it's also practical. Taking a look at the buckle now, you can see that this watch features a model-specific buckle, as it too is freehand engraved with the calatrava across, the emblem of the Patek Philippe manufacturer. Taking a look at the buckle internally, you can see that there's this little radial spring that allows it to snap into position and offer quite a bit of security, with a little pin on the underside to hold the strap and prevent pull-through. Taking a look now at those screws that fix the bars, take a look at them. They are individually engraved. Each of the 4 screws features unique freehand engraving, and that is unexpected. It's just not something you expect to encounter on a mundane component. The attention to detail here is surpassing. You can see the same level of attention to detail on the crown itself. And then the case, oh my gosh, not only are these lugs welded on and hand filed for a clean break with the case band, but every single face of this case, the lugs, the bezel, the screws, the buckle, everything has been freehand engraved with a sort of, one might say, florisant or banknote scrolling. So the whole idea here is that with a florisant, you've got a sort of organic-inspired kind of set of rolls and scrolls and volutes, and it draws from nature, but it's very much like the kind of formal patterns you'll see on, for example, currency. That's why it's often known as banknote scrolling. You'll see it on currency or on bonds. Now, taking a look at the bezel, you can see it is engraved. The dial is freehand engraved. We've got these applique blackened gold Breguet style numerals, which are always a hallmark of a very special watch at Patek Philippe. Retrograde Perpetual Calendar is introduced in the early 90s, in the mainstream at least, on the 50/50. You can see we've got the retrograde date, we've got the day, we've got the date, we've got the month, we've got the leap year phase, the perpetual calendar requiring only one correction in the year 2100. Taking a quick look at the printing on the dial, you can see we have both black and blue printing on the silver-opaline dial, and then we've got blackened hands for the date as well as hours and minutes with a lovely lancet-style counterweighted running seconds hand. The watch features the same font, essentially, for the printing on the dial. Like, look at that 2, and then look at that 2. So you can see the 2 on the date scale, on the dial, and then the outer track's all the same 2, which is a nice thing. The officer-style cases, which became a series production item at Patek in 1989, they're designed to evoke the World War I era trench watches that were converted from pocket watches for ease of use when you might not have pockets or you might not have the time to resort to a pocket. So lugs would have been welded on, screws and bars would have been used to fix a strap to the lugs. Oftentimes you would have had a lot of features that were endemic to the pocket watch era, like very elaborate, ornate, and formal dials, round cases, onion-style crowns, and of course, hunter casebacks. Now here we have Patek Philippe, Florizan, lots of scrolls, and notice the lateral striation that serves as the basis for the entire thing. You have that constant pattern underlying all of the designs. We have a sort of hidden hunter caseback. We'll pop it open. Now you can see that the inside of the case features a sort of chapter ring of banknote scrolling, round caliber 26-330. So this is the 26-330 SQR, and the big difference between this and the previous 324 is the presence of the hacking seconds function. Still unidirectional winding with ceramic ball bearings for maximum winding efficiency, 4 Hz beat rate, free sprung, 6-position adjustment. You have that Gyromax style free sprung balance for shock resistance and precise adjustment, Spiromax anti-magnetic silicone hairspring, which also breathes concentrically like an overcoil, 6-position adjustment, a high standard of decoration. You can see all this pivots on 31 jewels, and it's accurate to no worse than -1 plus 2 seconds per 24 hours. The decoration is outstanding. Largely a mix of mechanical and manual finish, but the manual elements that are there are particularly persuasive and memorable. Then you can see the mirrored caseback. It's the best of both worlds. You get a fully engraved solid gold caseback in an era when that caseback is worth probably close to $5,000 just on a commodity basis, but you also get the display caseback and a lovely craft art piece. This is called the Rare Handcraft series at Patek. Things like engraving, marquetry, enamel, miniature painting, gem setting, and this is part of that tradition, and an officer's watch and a perpetual calendar, and it has the latest movement. It is a very cool watch, 30 meters water resistant, so while Patek says that's a true 30 meters now, I still don't recommend testing that theory. There's a lot to love right here, and protect your investment by also getting an Aquanaut or a Nautilus if you must swim with your Patek Philippe. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.